Good race. Sonal. Give him the flag. By Sue, Jared leading out, Nick on the fence. These two guys actually don't look like they're juniors, they are that big. I remember when I was their age, I was probably smaller than a mouse. But hey, I got there in the end.
You're still pretty small, Ed.
Shut up, James. And you're still pretty slow, Ed.
Yeah, I'll beat you, Ed.
Nick ducking down to the inside lane. Jared happy to take the upper hand. Nick not really moving up the track, but I'm sure he has a plan under those short sleeves of his skin suit. Jared got the high ground, winding up a little bit. Nick having a look over the shoulder just to see where he is. Jared slowly coming down, not necessarily winding up as much. Nick doing the seated effort by the looks of it. Jared's got the slipstream. Jared's chosen to come round at the bend, which most people like to do, and hope that they can hold it. But Nick, having the inside lane, has an easier ride. And Nick's got that race. Good try, Jared. That was a good ride. Sue, Carl leading out. John following today. Remember that Cal has the big jump. Whether he can hold it is another story, but if he times it right, it can be a very hard race for John. John's raced this for quite a while, so he knows what to look for in a junior. He's raced me, beaten me. I remember that, because it hurt. Cal watching very closely. John taking the upper hand on top of the fence. Cal doing a little power bleep bob that Cameron and Cal do, hence the name power bleep bob. John just in front of him at the top. Cal's happy to go behind him and get a... Oh no, he's jumped under. John's left the door open. John's responding at the bell. Got straight into Cal's slipstream. Remember, Callum has to jump, but not necessarily top speed. John can come back at him with a bigger gear. It looks like he could just do that, but Cal has the inside line just on the red line. Looking good for a win. John's having a crack, but he'll be coming in for second behind Callum today. Good race. Both of you, well done. Give him the flag. Britt's rolling out. Chris is following. Britt low on the track at the start. Chris happy to sit on the blue line at the moment. Britt having a look, see where he is. Chris is following in behind her, just in his blind spot. Now he's presenting himself, showing that he's there. Up the top of the track, weaving in and out a bit. Making Britt uncomfortable, sure what she should do at the moment. Britt's still having a look over her shoulder, very low on the track. If Chris gets a good jump, he has the advantage of the rundown. And Chris does jumps very well. Britt's responding though. Britt has a bit of room to make up. Chris is looking good. Chris looks like he's settled in at the moment. Britt can still run at him. Carl's coming around past McDonald's time, looking very good for this win. Britt's got a bit too much time to make up before the finish. That was a good race. Tactically, that was a good race by flag. Both in the same skin suits. Nick with the Go Faster helmet that many sprint riders have who are in the top end. Nick allowing Neil to get acquainted with the fence, which Neil has been acquainted with the fence in qualifying. Bit of pushy shovey. Good to see a bit of man love on the track. Neil showing Nick that he has an elbow and will be going into his hip. Side by side, probably sledging each other and their grandmothers. But they both train well together. Neil faking. Nick has to drop down just in case he does. Neil moving all over the place. Neil having a jump at the bell. Nick's responding. Nick's got to jump into Neil's Slipstream if you want to have a chance. Neil's just looking over his shoulder, moves out of the line a bit, but not enough to disadvantage Nick. Nick's having a crack though, he's coming around near the McDonald's sign. Neil's coming in, Nick's coming in hard, and that was actually quite close, but I think it was Neil. Yes, that was Neil. Connor, outright power, solid bloke. But we'll see how it pans out today. Connor rolling out first, David grabbing the high track immediately. Connor up to the blue line. Both watching each other, gazing into each other's eyes. It's a better love story than Twilight, people. Connor holding David up on the fence, giving him enough room, as Sue clearly explained, giving him enough room for Dave to get out if he so wishes. As we all know, or some of us know, back in the earlier days, you can be put over the fence and given a slap on the wrist while the other guy's being carted away in an ambulance. But hey, that was racing back then. David pushing Connor down actually. Connor's on the inside, does have the advantage at the moment. At the bell, Connor jumps, so does David. Bikes moving around everywhere, puffing and panting, both having a crack. They're coming into the back straight, side by side. Connor's still got the inside line. David's looking good though. They're both at the McDonald's sign. David on the upper side of the track pulls into the sprinter's lane and takes the win. Both had to jump at the same time. This could be fun to watch. Carl, first one to pull out. Dino following. Carl on the red bike. As we know, red goes faster. So Carl immediately has the upper hand of having a red bike. Both looking at each other. Carl giving the Lance Armstrong look, even though that may be invalid as of a few weeks ago. Carl switching shoulders. Dino moving down. Now moving up. Slow start. Still walking pace. They haven't tracked to it yet, which we know we're not allowed to do. Carl's got a little bit of distance up on the blue line, as is Dino. Both watching each other. Dino's watching Carl, Carl's watching Dino. So they're only two on the track. So I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be watching anyone else. Carl winding up just a little bit. Dino giving a little bit of room. Both in the sprinter's lane at the moment. Carl dancing on the pedals just a little. Dino responds to this. Out of the seat, a little bit more power than Carl at the moment. Coming around the outside of the pursuit line. Carl has the inside line. Dino side by side. Very close quarters at the moment. Carl pulls up. Dino's got the win. Well done, you two. Well done. Kyle pulls out first. Luke following today. Now, forgive me, I don't know much about Luke. In fact, I've never met the man, but hey, he's in A grade, so it must mean he's relatively alright. Kyle watching him. Never underestimate your opponent, even though you don't know the man, you can't underestimate him. Kyle on the Kyle is on the Devere bike, not Kyle. Watching closely, Luke on the Cessna. Nice easy start for both of them. Luke dips down a bit, gets a little speed and then drops it off again by pulling up. Luke looked like he did a seated effort then because Carl had to get out of the seat. Respond a bit faster than usual. Kyle's put him up near the fence, coming around side by side, winding up now. Kyle gets out of the seat, still on the blue line, Luke still above. Kyle drops down into the sprinter's lane. Luke looks like he's going to have a crack at the pursuit line, which he does. Kyle still has the inside line. Luke's powering around him though at the moment. McDonald's side and Luke in front, Kyle on the inside lane. And Luke Luke looks like he's got it over Kyle. Well done by both of you. Good race.
Oh, those are the band down. Yeah.